The scent of lily of the valley, once a phantom of my fractured mind, now had a weight, a density that almost felt like a physical presence. It wasn't just on the sofa anymore, or clinging to the pillow. It would bloom suddenly, overwhelmingly, in the hallway, in the kitchen, following me like a cold, fragrant cloud. 3 months. It had been 3 months since Sarah died. 3 months since my world fractured, and 3 months since the first subtle, terrifying signs of her return began to manifest. I no longer questioned if I was going mad. Madness, I realized, was a privilege I could no longer afford. I needed to know. I had to know. The humming from the kitchen wasn't a memory anymore. It was distinct, melodic, always the same tune Sarah used to sing while making breakfast. Sometimes I'd creep to the doorway, heart hammering against my ribs, only to find the kitchen empty, the sound abruptly ceasing as I reached it. But the evidence grew. A mug, her favorite, would be on the counter, still faintly warm, though I hadn't used it. A light would be left on upstairs, though I swore I'd turned them all off. These were small things, easily dismissed as my grief-addled mind playing tricks. But then the photographs started to move. Not violently, not like a poltergeist, just subtly. A framed picture of our wedding day, usually on my nightstand, would reappear on her side, angled towards me. A photo from our honeymoon, tucked away in a drawer, would be propped against the living room lamp. It was a silent, persistent communication. A plea, perhaps, or a demand. I started talking to her, even when the house was silent. "Sarah," I'd whisper, my voice raw with longing and terror. "Are you here?" There was never an audible answer, not at first, but the temperature in the room would drop, a sudden oppressive chill that made my breath visible. And the perfume would intensify, wrapping around me, a macabre embrace. One evening I sat on the sofa, clutching her favorite worn blanket. The TV droned, a hollow comfort. I was exhausted, bone-weary from the constant vigilance, the fear, the desperate hope. "I miss you so much, Sarah," I choked out, tears finally blurring my vision. I just want to know you're okay." The blanket shifted in my hands, not from my movement, but as if someone had gently pulled at the edge. My head snapped up, my eyes scanning the empty room. Nothing. The sound of the TV was suddenly deafening. I held my breath, gripping the blanket tighter. The scent of lily of the valley filled my lungs, so strong it almost burned. And then a warmth spread across my shoulder, a distinct pressure, like a hand. It was light, almost imperceptible, but it was there. My whole body stiffened, paralyzed between fear and an unbearable surge of hope. "Sarah," I whispered again, my voice barely audible. The pressure intensified, firming, even settling. It felt comforting, real. Not cold like a phantom, but imbued with a strange, ambient warmth that radiated directly into my aching soul. I closed my eyes, a single tear tracing a path down my cheek. It wasn't a trick of my mind. It couldn't be. This was too specific, too tender. This was her. I slowly reached up, my hand trembling as I brought it to where I felt the pressure. My fingers met nothing but air, yet the warmth, the sensation of a hand persisted. It was like touching a ghost, feeling its impression without its substance. It was the most terrifying, most beautiful thing I had ever experienced. "You're really here," I breathed, the words heavy with disbelief and joy. The warmth on my shoulder throbbed, a silent affirmation. I don't understand how, but you're here." Over the next few weeks, our twisted communication grew. She couldn't speak, couldn't manifest visually in a way I could truly see, but her presence was undeniable. When I was sad, the lily of the valley would become heavy, almost melancholic. When I found a brief moment of peace, it would lighten, airy and sweet. The photographs continued to appear, sometimes pointing to objects I'd forgotten, sometimes just placed lovingly nearby. I'd wake in the night to the distinct feeling of her weight beside me, the soft depression on the mattress, the faint, sweet scent of her hair on the pillow. I would reach out, desperate to feel her skin, but always my hand would pass through empty space. The absence was as real as her presence. One rainy afternoon, I was in the study, trying to make sense of her old journals, hoping for some clue, some hidden message she might have left. I knew it was futile, but I needed to feel close to her. I traced the elegant loops of her handwriting. "Sarah," I said softly, "I keep going over everything. That call, the dinner plans. It was all so normal. How could it just end?" My voice cracked. A page of the journal, previously untouched, suddenly fluttered. Not from a draft, the windows were sealed shut. It was a gentle, deliberate movement. My eyes fixated on the page. It was an entry from months before she died, a simple list of things she loved about our life. Her garden, our quiet evenings, the way I made coffee. And at the bottom, in a slightly bolder script, she had written, "Always with you, even when you can't see me." My breath hitched. Goosebumps erupted on my arms. This wasn't a coincidence. This was her, guiding me, comforting me, validating everything I felt. My wife, my Sarah, was here, and she was trying to tell me something. She was trying to love me. "Sarah," I cried, tears streaming down my face. "My love, I hear you. I feel you." A wave of warmth, like a physical embrace, enveloped me. It was so potent, so real, I almost felt her arms around me. The lily of the valley was intoxicating, a sweet balm to my shattered heart. I sunk to the floor weeping, overcome with a desperate joy that bordered on agony. She was here, truly here. We were still connected. But the relief, the fleeting happiness, was always laced with a chilling undercurrent. What was she? How was she doing this? And what did it mean for us? For me? The air in the house grew colder the longer she manifested, not just a localized chill, but a pervasive, bone-deep cold that seemed to seep into the very foundations of the house. My own skin began to feel perpetually cool to the touch, and I found myself craving warmth, layering clothes, huddling under blankets. My reflection in the mirror seemed paler, my eyes sunken, darker. The validation brought connection, but also a growing dread. Sometimes when she was especially strong, when the pressure on my shoulder was almost like a real hand, when the scent filled every corner of the room, I would hear another sound, a faint scratching, like fingernails on wood, coming from the attic. It was always subtle, easily dismissed, but it was there, a discordant note in our ghostly symphony. One night, I woke to the distinct sensation of fingers running through my hair, a tender gesture that only Sarah performed. My eyes flew open in the dark. The warmth was overwhelming, her perfume thick in the air. "Sarah," I whispered, reaching blindly. My hand brushed against something cold, clammy. I recoiled instantly. A primal scream tore itself from my throat. But it wasn't my scream. It was hers, a high, keening sound that vibrated through the floorboards, a sound of unimaginable pain, not sorrow, a sound of a soul in torment. And as her scream faded, another sound emerged, louder this time, more insistent. "Scratch! Scratch! Scratch!" It was coming from the attic, and it wasn't fingernails. It sounded like something desperate, something trapped, trying to claw its way out. I sat bolt upright, heart pounding, the terrifying chill enveloping me completely, extinguishing all warmth, leaving only the memory of her scream and the frantic, relentless sound of something trying to break